Hello, welcome to my house, my yellow sofa. I wanted to make this video to tell you a little about these tarot cards I made and why I made them and how they correlate to songs and what they all mean. I love tarot in a traditional sense. I wouldn't be reading people's cards, but I love to use them in writing, just in life. They give me perspectives and views on different things that I maybe wouldn't have thought of myself. So that's why I love tarot. And I also love artwork. And when I was creating the artwork for Dear Happy and all the album art, I really wanted to create a piece for each song. And I was just wondering about what format to do it in. And then I decided I would make some tarot cards. They're just for fun. But I wanted to talk to you about what they meant and why they represent the songs visually for me. So I'm just going to go straight through in tracklist order. This is Until the Sun Comes Up. And I mean, I hope you can see, this is quite a small one. Is a moon, there's city, there's a bit of London in there, and there's this party dress floating around. And for me, Until the Sun Comes Up is about just wanting to run away in the middle of the night and just go on a mad one. I never do that. I'm very tame, I'm a very homely person. But I was on the train to London that day to write this, and it was so grey and so gloomy, and I just thought, you know what, maybe I'll stay on the train. Maybe I'll go to King's Cross and get a train to I don't know, Amsterdam, and then come back tomorrow, obviously. But it's about just going, do you know what, fuck it. So anyway, that was that one. Invisible, track number 2. This is one of my favourites. This is one of my best friends, Zara's, her eye. And I don't know if you can see, but there is a lady, or a man, I think it's a lady, anti-backing her eye, not wiping away the tears. I guess you can interpret it that way, but for me, invisible, and this card is about, you know, you can't see what's in front of you and you need to wash your eyes out, basically, make everything clear. It's about going, hang on, can I just do that for you, because I really don't think you're getting it. So yes, also thank you, Zara, for your eye. Right, just one of those days. I wrote this song after the Never Fade Christmas party a few years ago. Specifically, I Never Fade Christmas drinks at the social. And I just felt ashamed because I couldn't even gather myself together that day to get on a train to go to my own party. So as you can see, there's an hourglass with all my favourite things falling through. And I just think, for me, when it is just one of those days, I like to think of it as passing. It will pass. Maybe water or a river is a good explanation for that, but I like an hourglass. I like that it's, you know, it puts an end on something, and if I visualize that, I know it's just going to pass and then it's done and I can carry on. So that's why there's an hourglass in there. Yes. Okay, this is one of my favorites as well. Kintsugi. So obviously Kintsugi is about, you know, it's the kind of Japanese tradition or philosophy of gluing broken ceramics and things together back with gold or platinum or any sorts of shiny glues, I guess. And they create these beautiful, unique patterns and scars in these ceramics and these pieces. And, you know, you're basically all the more beautiful for being broken. And it's about your personal journey. And for me, time heals. So I really wanted to use a broken clock. I've got all sorts of crystals and stuff behind them there, but time is that gold for me. So, I mean, it's all pretty basic. I'm not a genius here, but, you know, I like making things. Okay, Strange. Strange is one of my favourites. I wrote it with my friend Pete. I work a lot with him, and the brilliant Maverick Sabre, who I love. And he actually came up with the line in the song, "This isn't going to be forever, like the petals on the rose you gave." And Strange is about finding it weird that you're being so confident, because like I said, I'm not a very risk-orientated person and I don't throw myself out there. And Strange is about deciding to not be scared of stuff and just being free from fear. And he said that line, and it made me think of how it's kind of demented and strange how, you know, those rhymes, he loves me not, he loves me not, or picking petals off of flowers to make decisions. Just think it's strange. So that's why the rose is this one. Okay. This is the first one I made for this whole piece, My Mistake. It's butterflies, it's basic, but for me, butterflies have shown up everywhere. I don't know if you saw them in Salvation, in the video. I used them in Miss You, in my artwork, and this was never planned either, and the same for My Mistake. And I guess they are symbols of transformation and growth, but for me they're like anchors. They show up when I'm on the right track or when I'm going through something and evolving and coming out stronger. I always think of a butterfly. So yeah. Like You Say You Do. So Like You Say You Do is about me getting very cynical about how we perceive ourselves online, our relationships, things we like, even anything down to the clothes we wear or the food we eat, and how people I know and love are actually really annoying online, and I'm sure I'm the same. And, you know, as you can see, there's a hand holding a computer with loads of fake smiles. And for me, I just think, you see it all the time, people taking a selfie and they're like, and that's what I wanted to represent with this, you know. I wish kind of we were ourselves, but it is two different worlds, and I get very kind of existential thinking about it, so. Yes. So, Losing Me. Losing Me is an anchor. I really felt that Losing Me made me think of the sea. I don't know why, it's just free, and I love to swim in the sea. I don't love to swim in a pool, but I love to swim in the sea. I don't know what it is about salt water or the fact that I can't control how water moves me, but I love the anchor as a symbol for this song because it's about what you can say to anchor someone who needs to be anchored, what you can say to comfort someone, and also about having your own anchors as well. So for me, the sea is that anchor, something I love that brings me back to now. And I work a lot on having those anchors for me when I do feel like I'm drifting. So this is why that is the anchor. Also shells, because I like shells. Okay. So far so good. So this one is one of my favourites. I wrote this with my friend Pete again, and Liz Horseman, who is one of my oldest collaborators and a really great friend. And she came up with this idea of everything being so far so good. And for me, when we started writing it, I was like, this is a journey. This song is about adventures. I wrote it about all the adventures that myself and Alfie go on. I picked the car because I just liked that red car, but you know, it's about journeys, it's about transformation, and it's about resilience as well, which is why I've used cacti in there and the world, because we've just been everywhere. Nothing Really Matters. I remember this. I wrote this in London on a day when it was just gloom. I think something happened with Brexit. I'm sure there was a lot of political stuff going on. It was like grey and gloomy, but also the heat wave, traffic everywhere. All you could smell was fumes, and everything was delayed. So it just felt like the apocalypse, basically. And it made me start thinking about what actually is in my control, what matters to me, and how I shouldn't keep those things locked up. So I used a heart-shaped padlock, because we need to be open and be who we are if we want to change any of those things that we don't like. And we need to just be, we just need to give love everywhere, basically. As cheesy as it sounds, I think we just need to be sharing lovely things with each other at this point, in this weird world that is us. So the next one, Magic. I mean, this is another quite intricate one. It's hands holding loads of favourite things. The world, time, butterflies. I love butterflies. And this is about, again, not having to show the world the version of yourself or your relationships that you want them to see, or they want to see. It's about holding it in your hands and being like, do you know what, I'm content. You may not think of it in the way that I think of it. You may not understand it the way I do, but I'm cool with that, and I don't need to prove anything. And it's about holding those things close to you. So that's why I also just love these hands. Okay, Love Back. Love Back is about being a shit friend, and not being a loyal friend. And I was really thinking about loyalty a lot the day I wrote this, and what better symbol of loyalty than my dog Zippo, my special friend. Honestly, she's the queen of my life, and I love her, and I make sure she's on everything I will create. So. My angel. So, we've got 2 left. I honestly love these so much. Miss You is the oldest song on Dear Happy, but not the first image I made. It's a phone. And when I wrote this with my friend Liz, we were thinking a lot about our younger selves. She asked me what I would say to my younger self. How old is my younger self that I feel when I feel a certain way? And at this time, I was having an identity crisis. And, I thought, okay, I want to talk to my younger self. What would I say if I could phone up my younger self? And I would just say, I miss you. And where have you gone? And I'm coming back. And I'm sorry I forgot you. So that's why the phone is there. I also used it a lot in the video as well. And yeah, it's a good thing to think about. What would you say to your younger self if you could just call up a version of yourself from the past? And lastly, the final track of the album, Dear Happy. This is another really intricate one. I mean, you're going to have to see this one in real life. It's a lady holding, well, actually, it might not be a lady. There's a person here holding a flower to her head and a crystal and birds. I love birds. I don't know why I love birds, but I just love them. I think it's just because they can fly. But all of her insides are, again, all my favourite things. And the reason I've done this is because I've realised that whilst writing Dear Happy, I was thinking I was writing a letter to happiness. It's more about writing a letter to yourself, your past self, your present self, your future self, and happiness isn't always there, but it's not always absent. And basically, we are just made up of our experiences, our adventures, our relationships, the places we go, places we don't go, everything, even down to the food we eat and the clothes we wear. This is about who we are, I guess, and it's about saying, you know what, Happy, I might not be there yet, but I'm going to be there soon, and thanks for waiting for me. And that's why I wanted to make this one, to symbolise that we are made up of everything, and all our journeys that we've been on leads to where we are present. So, yes. I really hope you enjoy these cards as much as I enjoy them, and how much I enjoyed making them. And regardless if you like tarot, I just think they look cool. So, thank you, and let me know if you have these and what you think of them, and if you interpret them in different ways.